was awesome. It was refreshing. It was one of the best ones, if not the best one yet. And the emotions this fight week, it's calm.
Obviously, I feel like you're a big energy guy. Like you kind of feel energy from people. Have
Yes.
you run into him at all in the hotel? And what energy are you getting from him?
Not really him, but I saw his coach and his brother, and they're cool.
You said I don't care about belts. I'm coming for heads, and I think you said you wanted to show off yourself in this octagon. So I guess, how do you view success fighting Dricus? Is it beating him? Is it beating him spectacularly? Is it just putting on like a fight that fans are enjoying? How do you view success against him?
Success against him will be all three.
They announced Francis is making his return to MMA. So I guess a lot of people view him as like kind of the face of African MMA, just from the UFC to the PFL. So I guess what's the response from his return that maybe you felt in Africa?
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for what he's doing. He just went through something that I would never wish on anyone, and we've talked. I've checked up on him, and again, I respect Francis so much. He's an integral part of what we've done in the UFC. Right now I know there's competition between other promotions and the UFC and battles, but again, you can never erase history because the streets, the internet will always remember no matter what. And I think they'll fix this eventually, but it's just a lot of chest puffing. But yeah, I think hopefully the UFC is smart people. They'll understand and they'll rectify this eventually.
Are you referring to that video clip that came out? That
Not just that, just everything. Like, just you can't erase Francis's legacy in the UFC. It's part of what we've done. It's forever in history in stone. So trying to whitewash it or just not talk about it is silly. And I know he's fighting for, the PFL right now, but it's still history. You can't just turn a blind eye to it. So again, I'm sure they'll fix it eventually. This is how business goes with the UFC, and yeah.
Israel, we talk about legacy a lot in this sport, and it's the reason why a lot of people do it. When you see what's happening with Francis and stuff, is it a concern that the turnover of fans in this sport is so high paced that legacies like his can be forgotten if the promotion itself doesn't celebrate them as often as they can?
It can be, but also again, we're in the age of the internet, so I don't think it's gonna be forgotten as easily as they try. But yeah, also myself, look, my last fight was atrocious for myself. I was not happy with that fight, and the fans, the media, you're only as good as your last fight. They keep all these sometimes these sayings that don't make sense anymore. You're only as good as your last fight. I don't get it, but at the same time I'm like, okay. But yeah, so for me, even this weekend, I kind of want to do what I have to do. And when I do it, and then people are gonna be like, "Fuck! How did we not see this coming? How did we underestimate that he was gonna do this? Amazing!" So yeah, it's just time to remind people. They said that after New York, when I fought Alex Pereira, they were like, "Oh, nah, he's done. He should pack it up." They always say some dumb shit like that. But a lot of these fans, they're not. They've never done what we've done. So, yeah. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. I know what I can do. My team knows what I can do, and it's just time to show people what I can do.
That face-off that you and Dricus had, it went for ages, but it was such a calm presser, and then the energy changed. What was it that made the energy change so abruptly?
So for me, I just didn't I don't know what to expect, but he tried to pufferfish me, and then he realized pretty quickly I'm not the one you can try and just blow smoke at. And yeah, he felt my energy. And he understands. He knows who he's dealing with now. That moment right there, let him know. He got to look into my eyes and see who I am. Yeah, I don't know what brought it on, but it's just deja vu. I've been here before. I've battled with the best. Like, no one can intimidate me. No one can intimidate me, and he definitely won't do that. What do I expect from Dricus? Just expect him to bring his best. He says he feels amazing, so I'm like, good. That's what I want.
Israel, just to hear a little bit. You're obviously one of the most active champions throughout your first run as champion. Would you be looking to return to that same activity level you had with a win over Dricus this Sunday?
I'm not even looking past the Sunday. I'm just looking at this Sunday. Yeah, and after that, I'll deal with things as they come. It's not the main motivator. Anger is not the main motivator. Anger is an energy source. It's like fire. You can use it to cook for you. You can use it to help you out, or it can burn your house down. It's just learning how to fire bend. And he's talking about, my fire is big. My fire is this. Well, I'm the fucking avatar.